In this video, we are going to answer the questions from the chapter The Strawberry Pink Villa by Gerald Durrell. The chapter is taken from My Family and Other Animals, which is an autobiographical work by Gerald Durrell. At first, we have ticked the correct answer. 1. The hedges of the garden comprised fuchsia. 2. Spiro took charge of the Durrell family so that no one could swindle them. 3. Spiro stuck to the Durrell family like a burr. In other words, he did not leave them alone. 4. Leslie practiced shooting with an old tin can from his bedroom window. 5. Mother's favorite spot was the garden. 6. The peasant girls would give the narrator fruits they plucked from their trees. B. Answer the questions given below. 1. Describe the villa and its garden in your own words. The villa was small, square, and had a tiny garden. Its shutters were faded by the sun to a creamy green color and were cracked at some places. The tiny garden was surrounded by tall fuchsia hedges. Its flower beds had complicated geometrical patterns which were marked with smooth white stones. Many flowers like roses, marigolds, and pansies grew in the garden. The villa had a tiny balcony over which the bougainvillea sprawled luxuriously. 2. How do we know that Spiro was much loved by the people of Corfu? Spiro knew everyone in Corfu, and everyone knew him. Wherever his car stopped, half a dozen voices would shout out his name and beckon him to sit at their tables under the trees and drink coffee with them. Policemen, peasants, and priests waved and smiled as he passed. Fishermen, grocers, and cafe owners greeted him like a brother. Everyone respected and adored Spiro. This shows that Spiro was much loved by the people of Corfu. 3. How did Spiro take control of the Durrell family's affairs? Give instances. Spiro took complete control of the Durrell family's affairs. He did all sorts of things for the family. He would take them for shopping and help them to get the price of articles reduced on their behalf. Spiro scolded the bank manager about his lack of organization because the family's money did not arrive from England. He paid their hotel bill and arranged a cart to carry the luggage to the villa. He bought groceries for them and drove them to the villa himself. Spiro made sure that the family was not swindled. 4. Why did Larry appear in a highly irritable frame of mind? How was his problem resolved? Larry appeared in a highly irritable frame of mind because a peasant had tethered his donkey just over the hedge of the villa. At regular intervals, the donkey brayed loudly and dolefully. This disturbed Larry with his writing. The problem was resolved by Mother and a narrator who untied the donkey and moved him further down the hill. 5. How would Mother spend her time in kitchen? Mother spent her time in kitchen while cooking up different dishes. The scent of herbs, garlic, and onion would fill the house. She moved around the bubbling selection of pots with her spectacles askew, muttering to herself. She kept a pile of books of recipes which she consulted from time to time. 6. The narrator refers to the garden of the house as a magic land. Do you think this was an apt description? Justify. It is apt to describe the garden of the Strawberry Pink Villa as a magic land. The garden was full of beautiful flowers and creatures that the narrator had never seen before. Among the thick, silky petals of rose bloom lived tiny, crab-like spiders. Blue carpenter bees, hummingbirds, hawk moths, large black ants also lived in the garden. The garden was alive and buzzing with these marvelous creatures. Each day had a tranquility, a timelessness about it, which made the garden magical. 7. What did the narrator and Roger learn in the garden? The narrator and Roger learned a lot of new things in the garden. He learned about different creatures who lived in the garden. The narrator also learned about the plump peasant girls who passed the garden every morning and evening. He learned their names, who was related to whom, which was married and which hoped to be, and other details. Roger learned that it was unwise to smell hornets and that the peasant dogs were scared of him and would run screaming at his side. 8. Bring out the friendly nature of the local people with reference to the peasant girls. The narrator developed friendship with some peasant girls who passed his garden every morning and evening. In the mornings, the girls would smile at the narrator and shout greetings. In the evenings, they would give him fresh fruits as gifts. B. The reaction of the local people when they saw the narrator and Roger. The local people were also very friendly to the narrator. They were delighted by his efforts to learn their language and clapped their hands when he uttered the newly learned words. Whenever the narrator and Roger passed by their houses, the entire family of the locals would come out and greet them loudly and pleasantly. Read the lines given below and answer the questions that follow. 1. As soon as we saw it, we wanted to live there. In the given lines, we refers to the Durrell family and it refers to the strawberry pink villa. What did it seem to be doing standing there? The strawberry pink villa seemed to be standing there as if it had been waiting for the family to come and live in it. Why did they want to live there? They wanted to live there because they felt they had come home. 2. Larry said it didn't sound like practice, but more like the Indian Mutiny. To whom did Larry say these words? Larry said these words to his brother Leslie. What did not sound like practice? Explain this simile. Leslie's shooting did not sound like practice. He was shooting at an old tin can from his window to practice with his revolvers. According to Larry, this did not sound like practice. He compared the practice with the Indian Mutiny because the gunshots were loud and startling. It felt like the villa was going to be rocked to its foundation. Was the problem resolved? How? The problem was resolved when Leslie reluctantly took his tin a little farther from the window. 3. I won't have any criminal talking to me about duties. Who said these words and to whom? Spiro said these words to the customs official, Christaki. Why were these words spoken? These words were spoken because Christaki wanted to examine the luggage of Durrell's family. When Spiro tried to stop him, Christaki said that it was his duty to do so. Spiro was aware of Christaki's criminal deeds. What criminal act was the speaker referring to? Spiro was referring to the illegal practice of dynamiting fish for which Christaki was once fined 12,000 drachmas. With this, we come to the end of our video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and keep supporting us.